Hi. Okay, so today we're going to have a go at some ice art, and you will need some containers, and I've just got a couple of little Tupperwares that will fit in my freezer, or I have also used a bigger one and left it outside overnight to freeze, and then I had one of these old trays at home. You could use a bucket or anything that you can put water in. And then you just need some leaves, which it's okay to take a few leaves off a big tree in a park, or you might have some leaves in your garden. And you might want a little bit of coloured paper, but that's optional. And all I did was to take my leaves and arrange them in my container, and then pour water over them. About that much water. You don't want too much because it will take too long to freeze. Now, this is where it gets tricky, because when you add the water, the leaves will float about and it's quite hard to get them to stay. They stay better if you have more of them. So if I put all 4 in like that, they're more likely to stay in place than if I put 1 in. But actually just putting 1 in can look really beautiful. We saw that on the other video. So it is quite frustrating that if you move your container, your leaves are going to move, and you might have to practice to find the best way to get a design that you like. So that's just using leaves. The other thing I did was just to get a scrap of paper and cut out of it a flower shape. So I'm just doing a pretty random, more a blob than a flower shape, but if I put that in at the bottom underneath the leaves, when I take it out, it will be on the top of my design. So you can just see there, I've got the leaves and I'm tucking the flower underneath. And if that froze, when I take it out, I'll have the leaves with a little flower in the middle. And I'm just going to show you the ones I did last night. So I did 2 little ones in my freezer and 2 bigger ones outside. So this is a small container, and I used little leaves and put them all round the edge, and there is my leaf design. You can see, actually it's easier if I hold it up there, isn't it? You can see it's quite cloudy. I think it's got quite a lot of air trapped in the ice, but it's really beautiful. And I could now put that outside in the garden or on the windowsill, and it would probably stay frozen all day because it's quite cold. And this one, I used more leaves and I used a paper flower like I've just shown you. So if I turn that out, you'll see I'm getting that kind of design, and if I hold it up to the light, you can see the light shining through with the pink in the middle. That's actually dripping down my arm. The problem with ice art is it will melt if you bring it inside, so do it somewhere you don't mind getting wet and take it outside again as quickly as you can. Now I'll show you my big one next. So I think this needed longer to freeze. If you look at it, it's got quite a lot of water sloshing about, and when I tried to take it outside, it's just going to try. It's coming out in sheets, so that didn't quite work as well as I wanted it to. But I have got, yeah, that's quite a nice piece of ice art. I quite happily prop that up in the garden and look at it. And then I've got this bit as well. So I think the secret there, it was so big, it took longer to freeze. I could leave it out for a couple of days if it stays cold and maybe it will freeze. But actually what I think I learned from that is it freezes quicker if it's a smaller area. So this is probably my favourite. So this is just this box, frozen overnight, and it's dripping all over my leg. But I've got some geranium leaves and some ivy leaves, and I really love that pattern. Okay, and the ice, you can see the ice is quite dimpled. It's got quite an interesting texture. So I really love that one. So it's very easy. The worst thing about it is probably that you have to wait till tomorrow to see how your artwork turns out. We really hope that you'll have a go and share pictures of what you do. Thank you very much for watching, and we can't wait to see what you come up with.